Hello, this is Carol Wisely from Radio Free Decipher. This is our third broadcast, and we're coming to you from Norfolk, Virginia, our last broadcast before Christmas 1998. Today I'm going to start by going through a few of the questions that Radio Free Decipher has received in the last week. I'm glad to see that you're beginning to send these questions in to Radio Free Decipher. The email address, radiofree@decipher.com, is starting to build up some traffic. I just picked a few for this morning's broadcast. I'm going to start with a question from Glenn Galway. His question is, was Enhanced First Contact changed due to the complaints it brought up on the BBS, or was there always going to be that extra half card that was previously mentioned on Radio Free Decipher? Well, first of all, I'd like to say that we do listen to all the feedback, not just from the BBS, also from the discussion lists, the email traffic, the mail, the phone. Our squadron members and ambassadors who are out there in the field relay back to us the comments that their tournament players and their other players are saying to them. So, yes, we do listen to feedback and we do take it into account. Also, we're taking into account the comments of our playtesters and our product development and marketing teams here. As a product is being developed, it occasionally does change and sometimes quite near to the release date. Enhanced First Contact always was intended to be for First Contact packs and somewhere between 1 and 3 or 4 other cards. As we developed that product, we came up with a new revolutionary innovation for the game, for the Star Trek CCG, which is now being called the extra half card by the playing population. That's not a very accurate description of what that item is, but at this point in time I can't tell you any more than that. We will be releasing information on Enhanced First Contact within the next 2 or 3 weeks, and we're looking for a release date probably by the 13th of January. That's not official. That's a Radio Free Decipher hint that 13th of January could be the release date for Enhanced First Contact, but we will release the real date on the bulletin board and the website in the next week or so. Okay, my second question comes from Matt Goodwin and also Christopher Gunup, and several other people have written in with similar kinds of questions. This is taken from Matt's question. The Death Star set will see the end of the standard expansions for Star Wars customizable card game, the juices of which the game has been living on for the past several years. Decipher has made it clear that it has no intention of making a complete expansion out of one steady theme or book, such as Shadows of the Empire or the Thrawn trilogy. How then does Decipher expect to keep the game alive? Well, we have a lot of plans for what we now term classic Star Wars for next year and way beyond. We have announced 2 major expansions, Endor and Death Star 2, and with some projected timings that might change slightly. We have a lot of other plans for next year and the year after, and I wish I could tell you more about them at this time, but they do involve going back into all 3 of the classic movies, expanding on themes, and they will also include bringing in elements, characters, weapons, ships, even maybe locations from the novels or any of the other peripheral material for Star Wars. There is no plan to make a complete expansion out of any of those, but there are plenty of plans to feed some of those cards into either full expansions or smaller expansions or other kinds of product that really will keep Classic alive for many years to come. It's a great game, still a growing player base, and we've no intention of stopping it prematurely. A lot of people asked us about Episode 1 and our plans for that. I wish I could tell you that, but at this moment in time we're not ready to make an announcement. We're hoping that we can make that announcement sometime within the next 1 or 2 months, exactly what form that product will take for us, and you're just going to have to wait, but we'll probably break the news on Radio Free Decipher, as well on all of our other communication channels. Okay, my next question's a real quick one from Bill Gilson, one of our squadron members. He says he's heard a rumor that Decipher is not planning to make posters anymore for the Star Wars customizable card game or the Star Trek customizable card game. Is this true? Well, Bill, the answer is no. We have no plans to stop making our posters for either of our 2 CCGs, so quick answer to a short question. Next question is from Elliot Blandford. He talks about the tournament ratings and the fact that some people get very unhappy about how long their ratings take to get updated. Well, we're working really hard on that issue, Elliot. As some of you may know, we've already released 100 copies of the new tournament software, which we released to people at the World Finals. We've got 1,000 of them being copied as we speak, and those will be going out in the first 2 weeks of January. Already those people using the software are seeing their ratings updated within 2 or 3 days of sending them in to us. That's the plan for the future. As soon as that software is way out there, it's going to release a lot more of Sean's energy to catch up with all those tournaments that aren't rated to date because of problems with the results files, and also to start signing on tournament directors a lot more rapidly than he's been able to. So just bear with us, and I can assure you that problem is going to go away very soon. The final question comes from Derek Rawling. I was wondering whatever happened to Holodeck Adventures, and on the same line if you are completely done with the next generation altogether. Well, Derek, I can assure you there is plenty more next generation material that's going to be fed into the Star Trek customizable card game. Derek specifically mentions Mott's advice and the barber pole, and although I have no specific information on any of those, spoke with Warren last night and he assured me that plenty of the new cards for upcoming expansions will feature next generation. So don't worry about it. Well, before I go on to talk to Kendrick and Kyle about some upcoming changes in the Star Wars support team at Decipher, I just wanted to mention that Enhanced First Contact, which is coming out in the very near future, is going to be a very exciting product. I had the good fortune to see the forward-facing cards for the first time about a week ago, and although I didn't get to read any of the stats or the game text, I saw the images. And this is a pretty revolutionary set of cards. These forward-facing cards are the ones that you're going to see through the die-cut opening in the packaging. And although I can't reveal those 4 cards yet, which hopefully we'll be able to do in the next couple of weeks, I can say that these characters, which are being termed Borgified within Decipher, are going to make a very, very big difference to some of the decks that are being played out there. So look forward to them. Okay, now we're going to talk with Kendrick and Kyle, and I'm going to ask them a few questions. Okay, well, I'm here now with Kendrick and Kyle. Kendrick Summers, our current gold leader, and one of the original 2 people who started our squadron volunteer scheme. Kendrick, tell me what it's like being gold leader.
Well, good morning, Carol. Gold Leader has been an incredible title for me. It's been a lot of fun, I guess, the past almost 3 years now, spending time out on the road, signing premium cards, and you know, it's amazing that I haven't run into Angus, whatever his name is. I can't remember the guy's name who actually played Gold Leader in the Star Wars films, you know, and we both maybe would sign a card or something, but I don't know how many people asked me while I was out on the road, so what was it like actually being Gold Leader in the films, you know, and I had to break their hearts and tell them that, you know, well, I'm a little young to have played in a Star Wars movie, but it's been great. It's been a really, really cool thing.
Well, Kendrick's going to keep the title Gold Leader because, just like Jonathan Quisenberry, we consider that at Decipher nobody else could ever be Gold Leader but Kendrick. But Kendrick in the last year was promoted to Marketing Manager when our good friend Matt Mariani left us, and since then he's not really had the same amount of time to devote to working with the squadrons that he had before. So we've decided to make some changes at Decipher, and we're announcing them to the public for the first time on this radio-free Decipher broadcast. And we're creating a new position, tentatively called Rogue Leader. And our good friend Kyle Heuer, previously a member of the squadrons, is going to become Decipher's Rogue Leader, looking after both Gold and Red squadrons. Kyle, how does that feel?
It's very exciting. I'm thrilled and very excited about the direction that the squadron's going to be heading in this new year. So,
you know, I can't imagine a better name for you, Kyle, than Rogue Leader.
Why do you say that?
Well, I just think it's fitting for you, and I think you'll fill the title well as on your travels through '99, and you will be traveling.
Well, thank you very much.
Kyle was previously known as the Traveller and worked on the Star Trek Product Champions team along with Marcus Serta, who is the emissary. Marcus is going to carry on doing that without the good help of Kyle, and I know that he's feeling very sad about that, but he'll cope, and we're really glad that Kyle is making that move and going to be out there all the time, Kyle. Bumping into you guys, meeting with you, playing the game. And I understand you're quite a good player, Kyle.
Well, I don't know about that. I more enjoy having a lot of fun while I play, as Kendrick will attest to. We get to play every once in a while, and we have quite a little rivalry going. But I really enjoy the fun aspect of the game as opposed to the very competitive side. So
who's won the most between you two?
I'll let you answer that, Kendrick.
Kyle's okay. He's a pretty good sealed deck player.
I'm sort of guessing that Kyle's coming out on top.
Oh, well, he might have like one more victory than me or something like that. But
yeah, but he's gotten the important ones. So
Kyle was a finalist in the very first World Championships in 1996, right. And also Red 7.
That's correct.
In the Red Squadron.
One of the first ones, I think.
And joining Kyle will be a new addition to our team, also somebody that many of you know, a guy called Kevin Reitzel, who was also a finalist in the 96 World Championship, also comes from Santa Barbara, which is where Kyle comes from, and has been an ambassador in our Star Trek Volunteer Corps for some time. But he's also jumping games and is going to come on board and help Kyle with the Star Wars CCG. We're going to try talking to Kevin now. Kevin's still in Santa Barbara, California, so this is going to be on the speakerphone. And we've not done this before. If this works successfully, then hopefully within a couple of weeks we can take phone-in questions on Radio Free Decipher. So we'll break for a second while we contact Kevin. Back in a while.
All right, we're back with Radio Free Decipher. This is Kendrick Summers. Carol has gone on to the big meeting in the sky, and I'm going to take the rest of the broadcast from here. I've got Kyle Heuer with me, the new rogue leader, and we have a special guest here with us who will soon become a part of Decipher. Long distance from Santa Barbara, California, we've got Kevin Reitzel. Good morning, Kevin.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Very well. Thanks for being here with us. I appreciate you getting up early this morning and getting on the phone so that we could have a little bit of an interview. I know the audience that's listening is interested to meet you and find out what kind of a person you are. So just kind of tell us a little bit about your history with the game. I know Carol mentioned that you were a finalist in the 96 finals, but flesh it out a little bit more from there.
Yeah, well, as Kyle can attest to, we have a little history with the Star Wars World Finals. We had a great venture, first of all, getting there, winning back-to-back regionals. But, it goes back way even farther than that, since when the game came out, and also playing Star Trek first, just Decipher and starting there. But after the World Finals, I just kept hard at playing at Star Wars, and got a little bit more attention too because I was holding on to the #1 spot for a while, so that was really exciting, and got a lot of people saying congratulations. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. I understand that you are still pretty far up there in the sealed deck rating. Are you still at the #1 rating in sealed deck right now?
I don't think so. I haven't checked in a while. I was told I was knocked down, but I hadn't realized I actually had it on that. I had the ranking that long for #1, but it's something I'm quite proud of because I remember having a conversation with John Vandermeer during the World Finals and how much we really like sealed deck, and I just can't pass one up. It's great.
You and John have had a little dialogue recently on some of the lists about your sealed deck adventures. Care to elaborate?
Yeah, we had quite a bit of fun during the week between the Star Wars or between the Star Trek and Star Wars World Finals. We did a lot of OTSD playing, and we I think we had quite a few games at the Hotel Serta, and we just couldn't get enough of it, and we kept playing and playing, and I think I got them prepared for the second day of the World Finals.
Yeah, Hotel Serta, for all of you who are curious about that, it would be Mark's house, and 4-star hotel it is indeed. I think it has 5 computer terminals now over there, so
something ridiculous like that.
Yeah. So sealed deck rocks, Kevin. That's really cool, and we hope to see a lot more of that this year. So I got another question for you guys, and Mark is actually sitting over here a little bit off in the background. Now, Mark was also a finalist at the 96 championship, so we've got quite a bit of nostalgia here in the office. You guys have all spent time in a certain town in California called Santa Barbara. You guys want to tell us about that?
Yeah, it's sort of funny. Marcus and Kevin and I were all at one time living in Santa Barbara, but Kevin and I, of course, knew each other, but neither of us knew Marcus, but it's just sort of weird, the similarities. We were all at the 96 World Championships. We all used to live in Santa Barbara at the same time. It's sort of spooky.
Yeah, maybe that was, I know you guys don't really care for fried food a whole lot. Maybe that was when Marcus was had his stint at Kentucky Fried Chicken, so that may have been, just kidding, Marcus. So anyway, we're going to rib him all we can now. So, Kevin, any information for the crowd out there about what's going to happen between now and when we'll see you sometime in January? Tell us a little bit about how you're going to get out here.
Well, yeah, what I'm going to do basically is pack everything up in a U-Haul van, and I'm going to tow my vehicle out there. And I plan on heading out there early January, probably between the 7th or the 8th, and taking a little road trip across the United States, which I have never done. And I'll be starting at Decipher, I believe it's on January 18th.
Well, you might want to get used to road trips, buddy, because I think we got some plans for you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be a little busy. I'll have a lot of road plans, I'm sure.
Indeed. Well, it's going to be a pleasure having you on, Kevin. Any comments about what you're going to bring to Decipher Incorporated and to the Rebel Squadron volunteer program as a Decipherian?
Well, definitely the interest in Star Wars. That's I have to mention that's one of my first loves, because we all have our story when we first saw Star Wars, and mine's the typical one where I'm 6 years old watching it in theaters with my parents for the first time, and when it came out to the CCG community and Star Wars was there, it really hit home, and I definitely made my niche in doing that. And it's become my biggest hobby, and to share that passion, and as well as help other players, and teach people that have never even seen the game. That's just going to be awesome, and to meet a lot of other people I've only heard about and maybe talk to through via email, and just share ideas and deck designs. And when I went to the World Finals, I saw some awesome deck designs I'd never even thought of, and the more knowledge, the better.
Absolutely, it's going to be great to have you aboard. So I'd actually like to hear from Kyle, and maybe some side comments or some ribbing from you, Kevin. What it's going to be like for you to have Kevin aboard with you. You guys are going to be back in the saddle again here on the East Coast.
It's going to be fantastic. Kevin and I made a really great team when I was out there as Red 7. Kevin went along with me on a lot of my demo trips. He was like my right-hand man, him and Ryan Morris, who is now Red 69. Kevin and I made a fantastic team back in the day, and I'm really looking forward to that renewed energy. We're gonna really get some exciting things going for the Squadron and for Star Wars CCG this coming year. It's going to be a fantastic year.
Absolutely. I know that you had sent us at one point in time some guidelines for, unbeknownst to the public, booster draft sanctioned rules. So we're looking at maybe finding some time this year to launch something along those lines. And you had some involvement with junior leagues, and you've got a lot of neat ideas to bring to the playing community in general. And I know that both of you guys are going to work real well together. And one of the things that's real exciting for me is now that I'm going to be able to work with you guys and the Rebel Squadron, as well as with Mark and the ambassadors, and that's something that's real exciting for me. I think we've got a really strong team, and you two guys specifically have a lot of new energy to bring to that squadron, which they certainly deserve, because it's a great group of guys, and we're absolutely excited about having you guys on. So just for me to you guys... I
just wanted to mention, guys, that Santa Barbara is probably the king of booster drafts. We're able to iron out a lot of the wrinkles in that, and we had a blast, and we still have a blast doing it.
Yeah, we were doing booster drafts back in Santa Barbara about a year and a half, 2 years ago. It was a lot of fun. Yeah,
that's going to be really neat to bring that to the community. So thanks a lot, and appreciate you guys being here and getting started for 1999. So if Kevin, if you got any parting comments, I think we can wrap this up, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, I would just like to say that I'm really looking forward to to working with Decipher and just meeting all the players and possible new players. And I was telling Kyle the other day, the main thing I'm looking forward to is working with my old friend again.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Kyle Heuer, the new rogue leader, and Kevin Reitzel, our as-yet-to-be-named squadron leader. I'm sure we'll come up with something bright and colorful for you that's going to be a cool, impactful name, and maybe we'll even see a couple more premium cards coming down the pike here in the next few months. That might be kind of cool.
So everyone should know, if in the interim they need Kevin to sign any cards, he does have a card from Jabba's Palace expansion.
Oh.
Okay, you'll have to go out and find that one for Kevin to sign as soon as he gets out on the road, probably early first quarter 1999. So here's to seeing you out there, Kevin. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Kendrick and Kyle. I'll see you soon.
All right, man. Take care of yourself.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
Yep, this is Radio Free Decipher, and you can email us with your questions at radiofree@decipher.com. We will begin to look at the option of having call-in question and answer sessions at the beginning of our interviews. So keep sending those questions. I know that Carol answered a bunch of them this morning, and we will continue to do so as the program develops. So thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll talk to you next week. Well, actually, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, actually. We've got 2 holidays coming up. So everybody, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, celebrate Ramadan, all of those things that you do. See you in a couple of weeks.